What's up, everybody? Matt, Mark, just the two of us. We're gonna give you a little PSA.
Change up.
Yeah.
Change up this Sunday, guys.
Yeah.
Where's Doug? Vacation.
Who cares?
Who let him do these sort of? Who signed off on this? Did you?
I did.
I didn't sign off.
He does
on
what he
this.
wants.
Oh man. So we're filling in.
Yeah. But we got actually a really nice video for you guys today. A couple people have been asking about making a PSA submission tutorial. Obviously with MetaZoo, a lot of people are getting into the game and therefore getting into PSA for the first time. And from experience, like, it can be overwhelming at first when you don't know how to submit, what you're looking at. So
and
today,
quickly, and PSA is what grades cards. What else do they grade besides cards?
they grade almost anything. They'll literally grade the quality of autographs. They will authenticate autographs. They'll authenticate, as someone that buys like sports memorabilia, they'll authenticate the memorabilia. Almost anything under the sun in terms of memorabilia and autographs.
And it's important because really there's a lot of fakes out there. I mean, it's just the nature of the game. When things start getting expensive, you start seeing fakes. And that's actually a good thing. That's a flattery.
Yes.
Imitation is
that means
how does that go?
that it's this most sincerest form of flattery.
There you go. Imitation, the most sincerest form of flattery. That's what I was trying to say. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, we got it. We got there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna physically talk Mark through how to create a submission. So
and before just so you guys know, we got to this page. It's gonna be behind our camera. I already signed into a PSA account.
Yes.
So make a PSA account. They ask for your email and just a
correct.
password. I don't think they ask.
It doesn't cost anything to create an account, but you have to have a PSA account to submit cards or autographs for anything to get authenticated. So first thing you want to do is once you're logged into your account, you're going to go to the PSA. I believe you go to submit.
In the top right, it says submit. It's behind our picture. You can't miss it. It's a big green
button that says submit. It'll take you to this page.
Here we are. All right, start.
Submit. Yes. Press start.
Okay. Hopefully my address doesn't pop up. Okay, we're okay.
So this is going to give you the different types of cards that you are able to get graded. There's regular. There's supersized. T3, jumbo, coins or pins, which...
we're going to get pins for MetaZoo.
And yes, so
interesting.
We're not sure if they will grade the MetaZoo pins. I'm sure we'll have that answer once they get released.
But something to keep an eye on,
Something to keep an eye on, yeah. So if that may be something to seriously consider once MetaZoo ships their pins, is maybe getting them graded by PSA. The PSA does grade packs, unopened packs. And I've mentioned this before, is people that buy vintage packs of cards, like from the 50s and 60s and 70s, like, if you're buying a pack that you want to get opened, you can buy a PSA graded pack because they will authenticate that it has been sealed and that it is in good shape. So like, it may cost you a premium to buy an unopened pack, but you're knowing that this pack is legit, it has not been searched, everything is legitimate.
Yes, because recently there was something on Twitch. Someone bought a very high-priced Magic the Gathering pack. Just recently. I think this was today I saw it. And someone took out I don't know what the specials are card in Magic the Gathering. Sorry, I'm not a collector. They're the hollows or whatever the equivalent is.
Right.
They took them out.
Yes.
And all he uploaded up was $1,000 worth of common. I mean, it was just a common pack, so he was really upset. And we're talking about packs. If you have something in, like MetaZoo comes in these cellophane foils, these plastic cellophane covers.
Yep.
Do you know, are they treating that as a pack or
So
a card?
I have seen a PSA graded, I think it was the Rudy promo. Someone got the physical sleeve. So when you submit a card like that, that's in its plastic sleeve, PSA grades the sleeve, the condition of the sleeve.
Okay.
Not the card inside of it.
So even though it's see-through, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Because they need to get their hands through that plastic.
Correct.
So, okay.
They
Keep
can't,
that in mind.
They can't reasonably grade the card when it's inside that plastic. Like they can't do their job. They will grade the integrity of the sleeve that it's in, or the plastic that it's in. That's what happens when you grade the cards.
Got it. Okay, so those are the packs. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting.
And then they'll grade tickets.
Concert tickets? Is that what kind of or baseball sports?
Yes. So like people will get tickets from special games.
Cubs winning the World Series.
Exactly.
They haven't done it in 100 years. Boom, you got the ticket.
Exactly.
You were there. I get it. Okay.
And they will also either authenticate or grade the condition of that depending on what service you're looking to get.
Interesting. Do people do on purpose kind of try to go get the tickets nowadays? 'Cause
Yes.
everything's electronic. I mean, besides season ticket holders, I think season ticket holders, you might get the option sometimes, but everybody else, I think they really push you electronic.
That's a very niche collector's market. I don't Darren Ravel, are you familiar with him?
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
He's a big ticket guy. And yes, to your point, like because a lot of these ticket companies have gone away from the physical tickets and into just the electronic tickets, like the actual ticket market is so small. Like there's not a lot of physical tickets out there, so there is rarity and there is value in these, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah, right. And if something, maybe it took off for some reason, that might be something.
Right.
Just because they're so rare, they're getting rare.
They're getting rare, correct.
And jumbo tickets. Okay.
So the majority of times we are going to be, we meaning the general we, are submitting cards. It's going to be that first option, regular
small, right?
Small size, yes, because the size of the cards that MetaZoo and every other grading company or trading cards, they're all going to be the same size. So that's going to be the first one you want to choose.
Okay.
So you go that, press next. It's going to take you to the submission type. So it's going to, PSA offers different submissions. You either get the card graded, you want to get it reviewed, crossover, meaning like, let's say you have a card graded by BGS or SGC that you want to get crossed over to PSA. You don't have to physically take the card out of the old case. You can send it to the new one, and they will take it out and regrade it.
Folks, I think PSA, I mean, we'll talk about it live more often when Doug's here, but just price-wise, it might be worth switching over to PSA. We'll talk about it. Okay.
And then reholder. Reholder is if, let's say you have an old PSA slab, or a slab that is chipped or cracked. You just want it to be placed in a new slab. And the appeal of that is, I don't believe PSA will change the grade on the reholder. So let's say you have... Let's say we have a PSA slab from the late 90s, where you can tell, and PSA...
That changed their label up top, right? I don't
so you
think
can kind of see generally what era of PSA grading based on the slab. So let's say you have a late 90s, early 2000s PSA slab, where it's very dated, and their submission standards were probably a lot lower than they are. They absolutely are a lot.
Yeah.
I think you can just get the grade transferred over. They may regrade. I'm not 100% sure. But Mark, if you want to go to where submission type is, the question mark, right above it. No, right where the submission type
right
is.
Here?
Yep. So that'll give
great.
you. That'll
right
give you.
here.
Yes. That gives you just like kind of quick blurb. I mean, I said it for you, but that's if you're unfamiliar with what each of those are. PSA does have these little question marks next to each kind of area, and they'll kind of give you a little bit of info on what exactly.
Yeah, and this is more the the detailed legalese stuff. We gave you the better description. All right, so we're gonna do grading. We want it all. Right? I want a PSA 10.
Correct.
All right.
So this will take you to the different authentication types.
Okay.
If you're just getting a plain card graded, you don't need to worry about autograph authentication. You don't need to worry about dual service. But let's just say hypothetically you had one of those New York Comic-Con promos graded by Mike.
Oh, how cool.
Autographed by Mike.
Yeah, Mike, or let's say one of the artists, or
one
the
of the
Larson guy. Either one, yes.
You can...
yeah, go ahead.
You can choose to get the autograph authenticated.
Okay.
You can choose to just get the card graded. And you can essentially get everything graded
so the
and
four
authenticated.
Options, I see. So dual, just say no grade to card or autograph. Right. Okay. And then grade the card only. Yes. Grade the autograph only.
Yes.
Grade them both. Okay.
Yes.
So you're just getting off the. Okay.
You can get the autograph and the card both graded. You can get them just authenticated.
Authenticated, and for autographs, authenticated means a lot, right?
Yes.
You don't really. I mean, well, I don't know how much people care about autograph grades. Is that something you care about? Or
me personally, no. But as a memorabilia collector, like I collect autographed baseballs.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's a grade, but I certainly care about the quality of the signature. I like it crisp. I don't want smudges or smears. So I can see the appeal in like an older autograph where, like, if you had a Babe Ruth signed ball from 1930 that had a PSA 9 grade, that is going to add a lot of value. But I think that only applies to more rare signatures are harder to get.
And besides like crispness, like what else do you look at? Just location of the autograph? Is that kind of it? You kind of want
I think it's really
kind
just
of a fat spot, like a kind of a blank spot. You don't want it covering like an art, or you don't want it covering like a lace on a ball. You know, something
for
like
aesthetic
that.
purposes, yes. Like that may not affect the value, but the value is affected by demand. I don't want baseballs that are signed across the laces. I want them on the sweet spot. As far as PSA goes, they only grade the crispness of the signature. Like, if the pen like runs out of ink halfway through, like that's gonna affect the grade.
Or right after they sign it, you touch it with your thumb.
Yes.
I've seen that. Or another card rubs against it, so you get this just quick little thin line
Yes.
through it, and it's just like, oh, it's just a slice of one. Okay,
Yes.
but we're going no autographs.
We're going-
Do you want me to? Or no, they're not going
No,
to
it's okay.
authenticate by. But there's lists of people that authenticate, so you can't just
Yes.
authenticate any Joe Schmo.
Correct. So, since we're submitting plain MetaZoo promo card or hollows,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to do the first option, no autograph.
Okay.
We're just grading the card. We'll
All
go to
right.
next.
Next.
Yes.
Oh, and it has a question mark up there too. So if
Yes.
you are confused, you could do that again.
Okay.
Woo-wee.
So,
Okay.
currently PSA only has the cheapest submission or service level they have is Express, which is $150 a card. The max declared value per item is $25 or $24.99. What that means is, if you're submitting a card that could reasonably be sold for $10,000, you really can't submit it under the Express level. They're gonna upcharge. If you try to sneak it through, they're gonna upcharge you to the walkthrough or the premium one, depending on what card it is.
Yeah, absolutely, and that makes sense to me because it's a lot more value, insurance-wise, everything like that. And it's probably they go to the better graders they have too. You know, it's probably the more
Yes.
experienced person, the higher wage person, all that. It's all the scale, right?
Yes. So one thing that the three of us, me, you, and Doug, all had to experience is during like the sports card boom of like last year.
Yeah.
We sent cards in when they were of one level of value, but the market itself started to rise while they were sitting at PSA. That is not our fault. PSA does not hold you responsible for that. For example, I sent in a lot of PSA, or a lot of Kobe Bryant top
Bryant's, yes, and I remember those prices just went insane, everybody.
Yes.
If you remember, it went up 10 times more in a month.
Yeah.
It was insane, yeah.
Yes. They did not upcharge me. When I sent the cards in, they were worth $10. When I got them back, they were worth $5,000. Like, they did not hold me accountable for that. To my knowledge, it's upon submission. You can't be held responsible for what the market does when PSA has them. That's not your fault.
Yeah, and usually the tiers are lower.
Yes.
Right now, we've all been talking about it, just kind of, how things are going. They have the prices high because they were kind of have that kind of flood
Right.
and stuff. They are going to change it back. We understand, but we don't know when. So
Correct. So as time goes on and PSA opens up more of their service levels, the pricing is they're gonna have much more levels of pricing available. Given that they've been closed down for a while, the cheapest one is $150. The cards that I'm going to be fake submitting for you, none of them are going to be over $2,500 in value after grading. So we would be going Express level on this one.
okay, so we got Express clicked.
Yep.
All right. Item entry coming up next. You can hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to be submitting 4 MetaZoo cards, and
We
I'm
got
gonna
4 of them. Wow,
I'm gonna,
these are some heavy hitters too. I love it.
some of them are. Well, 2 of them are.
Well, sinkhole sand. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. No.
So, this is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to want to enter your card, and if they have it in their database, it'll generally auto-populate in the description.
Okay.
Where we type there. So for MetaZoo, it's going to be 2021. You always want to start with the year.
Do I do a comma or no? Does it not matter?
No, you don't need to. You can
Okay,
literally just
2021.
type across.
TCG.
You could type MetaZoo,
MetaZoo.
Cryptid Nation, and I'm going to do Mothman, Reverse Hollow. So you want to make sure you're putting in the right card because, especially with the case of MetaZoo, there's going to be a lot of different versions of the same card. With Mothman, there's going to be Reverse Hollow, Full Hollow. There's going to be Kickstarter, Full Hollow.
Kickstarter. Pay attention because it's
Yes.
everything's the exact same till the very end. It just
Yes.
says Kickstarter. So pay attention.
So the one at the top is the one I'm submitting.
First
the
edition.
Reverse Hollow from First Edition, Cryptid Nation. Declared value total. Mark, if you want to hover over the question mark next to that one.
Sure.
So it gives some clarification on what your declared value should be. And they kind of explain that it's the value of the item after it has been assigned a grade. What we expect it to be worth after the grade we expect it to get. So with a card like the Mothman, I sold one for $1,500 at PSA 10. If I think this is a PSA 10, I should put declared value total $1,500, more or less. I mean, it's not an exact science. Really, this just comes down to insurance and
Yeah.
shipping and stuff like that.
Sure. And do you want to put 1,500?
Put 1,500.
Does that
Why
seem
not?
fair?
Yes, that seems fair.
I think you're gonna sell that for 15,000. I believe in you. Okay,
Yeah.
so just hit save. And here we get the max value per item. We're under
Yes,
it, so no
we're
big deal,
under it.
right?
So we can click save.
Save.
Yes. So that'll go auto-populate below what you have
Boom.
submitted so far.
Awesome. Okay,
So
got it.
second card, I'm going to do a 2020
2020
for Kickstarter.
Ooh, 2020 MetaZoo.
MetaZoo. Cryptid Nation.
Cryptid Nation.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus. Right?
Yes.
Oh. Full Hollow?
Full Hollow.
Kickstarter.
And like I said, it should auto-populate. And if not, you may have to search for it.
Did I spell Quetzalcoatlus terribly?
I think you spelled it right. Maybe just... the card says 2020, but...
Let's do 2021.
Yeah, because for some reason it's showing up auto-populated in 2021 here. So you may just have to go input it yourself. Or just search Quetzalcoatlus and kind of use the drop-down menu.
Should I try it again here?
Yeah,
2021.
try 2021. TCG. MetaZoo.
Oh, maybe I spelled it wrong. Huh? Yeah, I spell like an idiot. Okay, way better.
So there we go.
First edition Kickstarter.
First edition Kickstarter Hollow.
Okay, so there you go. Make sure you spell it right. Don't be
Yes.
like Mark.
Declared value total. Let's say I think this is a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Put 1,000.
Because the Kickstarters are
Yes.
condition sensitive, so
Yes.
it's very reasonable to consider it a 9. So you're gonna say it's $1,000?
Sure. I mean, generally speaking, I would never expect to get a PSA 10. You can have a high confidence level, but I generally would try to come down off a PSA 10 value just because if it gets a 9, then you basically paid more than you need to for insurance.
Yeah, right? And yeah, you don't know. All right.
So for the next one, I'm going to submit 2 of the same cards.
Okay, 2 of the same. Okay.
2 of the same. This is a Sinkhole Sam Kickstarter Full Hollow.
A Sinkhole Sam. Oh.
So,
First edition.
yes.
Hollow Kickstarter.
There's going to be 2 of these. So the left of that where it says quantity, you want to put 2. That way you don't have to put the same card in multiple times. Declared value is total. So if we wanted to do 1,200 per card, we put 2,400 there.
2,400.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
I see. So this is declared value of the total
Total
not per
cards,
card.
yes.
Got it, folks.
So it has the 4 cards I'm submitting down in there at the bottom. It has the total declared value. We're good to go.
All right. Do you want to do any comments? We love you. No.
Please give me 10s. No.
There's nothing you got, right? Unless you're doing something weird where this is an unusual request.
Yes, or you want to make note of something specific with the card, or I'm not sure. I've never submitted comments or requests, so I'm not sure what you would put in there. But they give you a summary of the amount of money you're going to be paying on the right side, where you have 4 cards at $150 per card. $600 for just the grading. You're gonna have to pay more for shipping and insurance generally, but that's the base of what you're gonna be
That's
charged.
just the grading. So you got to make sure what you're sending in is worth it nowadays, right? Because that 150 is a big barrier. It's a barrier to entry, and it should be because they got overwhelmed with cards. This is how to stop it. They just adjust that price. It was $200, now it's $150. Who knows if they're gonna keep laddering it down, or one day it'll just be cheaper. But
Correct.
here we are.
Yep. So
$150 a piece.
Once we've double checked that all of our cards' descriptions are accurate, we can click next. And if a card is not in the database, you may have to manually put it in.
We'll cover this up. Don't worry. It's gonna be a
it's
big
fine.
black box right here.
Okay, so this will take you to like your return shipping address, where you put in your payment info. This stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Anyone that's ever bought anything online knows that they're going to do this.
And they do the estimated charges. They want you to do a credit card. But here you go. They're saying an extra $29 based on shipping.
Correct.
And is there, some sort of insurance or something like that, tax on top of that? So you're probably looking at more like $650.
Yes, and you could certainly, if you're sending in multiple high-dollar cards where you want additional insurance, you could always do that when you go to the post office. You can insure the package when you send it out. Like that's always an option. You don't have to feel like you're under-insuring something if you're sending in high-dollar cards. Like, that's always an option. I recommend always insuring packages when there's high-dollar cards. Like, yeah, you're going to be paying more up front, but can't put a price on peace of mind. Like,
absolutely.
Can't trust the postal service all the time.
And especially, just the timing of this. We're coming into the holiday season where shipping just gets a little nuts and things get lost all the time. So I would say pay a little bit extra, do it right.
Yep.
And I don't think we have more to click through here because I don't want to enter my credit card info. Maybe next time, guys.
Maybe next time. So the PSA voucher stuff, for those that aren't aware, before PSA closed down, they used to offer a level of membership where you would pay a yearly fee. I think it was like $225.
Okay.
Where you would get you'd get some swag. You'd get like a PSA backpack and a subscription to PSA like monthly magazine. But you would also get a voucher for, I believe, 10 free gradings.
Great.
That went away, obviously, when PSA shut down.
Yeah, because that was worth it. 10 free gradings at $150. You kidding me?
Exactly.
Sign me up. Yeah.
So I took advantage of that in the past, and you can only do this, I think, once, because once you sign up for the membership, you don't get the vouchers every year. I forget exactly what it is, but that's what they mean, the vouchers. Like, you could submit them to get cards graded, but that's gone away. So you can ignore that for now.
Maybe it'll open up again, just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, yes. So once you have all this stuff filled out, put in your credit card info, make sure your shipping address is correct. You would go to the confirmation page, and we can kind of...
You'll understand the confirmation page.
Yes.
It's very basic, and same with submit. It's very
Yes.
basic. These last two bullet points, you'll be fine on your own.
Yes.
But I think what we do want to show you is how to
Yes.
ship, correct?
And one quick thing. So the confirmation, they're going to give you a bunch of pages to print out. It's going to be pretty clear which ones they want you to send in with your package. And I think you only keep one for yourself. There's like a receipt, and it has a rundown of all the cards you're shipping, just like a confirmation.
So get a printer.
Yes, you absolutely need a
basic
printer.
printer, guys. You can go get one real cheap. The toner is going to cost you more than the printer nowadays. Just get a cheap one. You're going to be printing 1 page a month or a couple pages a month. Don't worry about it. And when you have these, and if you don't know, you say you want to print, and there's always an option to save as PDF. And only print what you need to. Save your PDF to your computer. You'll have it for you. So.
Yes. So PSA is going to give you, I believe, 2 copies of the same document, which is going to be essentially this page or the page before, where it had a confirmation of the cards you were sending, the level you were sending them under. So you just want to make sure that you take those. Then they're going to tell you when you get to that page, print them out, fold them, and include them with your shipment, so that when someone gets your package at PSA, they open this page, they know what they're grading and what it is and how much you're paying for. So that's very important that you do those things when you send out
you
package.
can't just send them the cards and say figure it out.
Yes.
Return to sender.
So we're gonna change the camera here so I can show you how to prepare your cards to ship, and kind of the best way to ship them, the way that I do, and I think the way that Doug and Mark both kind of make sure that the package.
Absolutely. Hey guys, we're back.
Okay.
Before I guess we show the wrapping real quick, I just want to show you what a PSA slabbed card looks like, and it's covered in a plastic, so that's the layer.
They give you like a little, depending on your service level, they will, for the express level, when they ship your cards back, they will ship them in like a plastic sleeve, so that your case is not going to get scratched at any point.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in this little sleeve, and it's perfect under it. So there you go.
So one thing that's worth noting is when you ship your cards to PSA, it's strongly suggested that you use these card savers, other than your normal acrylic top loaders that you'll normally put your cards in.
The harder ones, yes.
The benefit of using these card savers, and you can buy them in packs of 50 or 100 or 200, it's much easier for PSA to get their cards out before they grade them. So I think they may even cut to some extent, but it's super easy to pull these out without damaging or risking damaging your cards when you send them. So they always strongly suggest shipping them the card savers. I always try to. So if you see yourself shipping multiple cards down the road, I would suggest investing in a pack of 50, a pack of 100, and at the very least, like, I think it's easier to store the cards this way. I mean, they're a little more pliable, but I prefer the look in these.
Yeah, and you put it in the penny sleeve first, so it's in that little thin little plastic first, and it doesn't slide around these oversized cases.
Correct.
It doesn't. So it's really nice because it has a little room that even if there is a little bit of jostling, it can move and not hit an end and kind of damage it. It just maybe might just slip just a little bit in there, but it'll recatch right away.
They're not as rigid, but they're just as secure, and it's easier to get the card in and out safely.
And I bet, I don't know. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I bet PSA, who's ever grading it, likes seeing that.
Oh, yes, they do.
That might be in the back of their mind when they're looking at your card. I don't know for sure.
I'm not
just
yet.
saying.
I can't say it affects the grading if you ship it in a normal top loader, but
hey,
this is what they want.
I do everything I could.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So, you have your cards. Make sure, and it's very important, and they will say this on the paper, make sure you submit your cards in order that they are on the sheet. So, we had the Mothman. We had, otherwise, they note this, if your cards arrive out of order compared to how they're submitted, you will get sent to the back. And you may get recharged a little bit more, but make sure they're in the right order. So the Mothman was the first one we submitted. So I want that on top, then the Quetzalcoatlus, and then the 2 Sinkhole Sams. So when they see the cards, they arrive that same way. Mothman on top, Quetzalcoatlus, 2 Sinkhole Sams. Make sure that they're in the right order compared to how you submit them.
And you might think, oh, it's so obvious, but guys, they're going through thousands of cards. They don't have, they want things to be very systematic. So.
Yes. So, the important thing is to secure these when you ship them. I like to, and they suggest this as well, just get some bubble wrap, kind of wrap it around a little bit. I strongly suggest having 2 pieces of cardboard on both sides. Now, I usually rubber band it around so that it's secured. That is also for PSA's sake, so that you don't have to cut tape or they don't have to tear anything apart. If you use a rubber band, it's going to keep things sandwiched pretty well. Mm-hmm. So I would strongly recommend using a rubber band. So I'm actually using an old box that PSA sent me from a previous shipment.
Hey, reuse it, yeah.
Reuse it. And I like to keep these boxes just because they're a good size if you need to ship multiple cards for anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm going to put these in here. And then when you print out your confirmation papers, make sure you include those in the package. When this is rubber band, you may even want to put them under the rubber band so that they're secure as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I would put that in, and there's some room here, so I may even put some additional bubble wrap here.
Just fill it out so it's not shaking
just
around.
Fill it out.
Guys, right?
So even the bubble wrap is keeping everything secure. You're going to be safe. Nothing is going to affect your cards by the time they get to PSA. Then you're going to want to make sure you go to post office. Make sure you have the right shipping address for PSA. It's going to be the Newport Beach address for the majority of people, but I would double check. Mm-hmm. And then you could ship this out normally through the post office. Then you're on your way.
Yep, you could do it through the post office. Can you weigh and do your own shipping if you have an account through like the PayPal Ship Now or through Pirate Ship or something like that?
For PayPal, I don't believe so. I'm not positive. When I ship my stuff out to PSA, I always go to the post office and use the automated machine.
Use the automated machine. Easy enough, right? You just put it on the scale and hit the button.
Right, so that way I can insure it for the value that I want. But Pirate Ship, I'm sure you should be able to. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be able to. So the important thing to note is that PSA will not charge you until they grade your cards. So I have a shipment that I sent back in March that just now made it to grading. They haven't charged me yet. They're not going to charge me until it finishes grading, which may not be for another 2 months. So I'm going to get charged $1,000 8 months later, basically.
And if your credit card or address changes, anything like that, they'll inform you. So you got to update that. But don't worry about it if it happens. So, don't sweat it. It's not like they're going to keep your cards.
Correct.
So just update it and pay them.
So you'll get email confirmation when you submit, and email confirmation hopefully when you ship, so that you can track it by the time it gets to PSA that it arrives. Normally, for express level, you will get confirmation pretty quickly when your stuff arrives.
Not a week, right?
Not a week, yeah. Or, I'm sorry, about a week.
About a week, yeah. Or not even that, 5 days.
The turnaround for us with express level is ship to receive in probably 2 weeks, more or less. Yeah.
Great.
So, don't be alarmed when PSA opens up and they have more of a lower level service. If you ship and it shows as arrived and it's not checked in for a couple weeks, that's normal under most PSA circumstances. But given the current express level, you will get confirmation that it is received and entered into the database pretty quickly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is great. Well, hey guys, I think if you want a PSA 10, I think follow this sort of stuff. Follow these tips.
Yes.
It's gonna help you get it. Hey, you might get that Mothman. You might be the next one, huh?
Could be the guy to get it.
Could be the guy. Maybe you can get those Sinkhole Sam Kickstarters back at 10. That'd be exciting.
I'd be excited if that happened.
Wow.
So, hope this video helped you guys. If you have any other questions, maybe some stuff that you're unfamiliar with, or just general questions about getting PSA graded, feel free to leave some comments. We'll respond. We'll help you guys any way we can.
Even better, guys, stop by our live show. We're live on Monday, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern. Stop on by, ask us live. We'll help you out. We talk to the chat all the time.
Yes. Good luck.
Friendly.
Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll catch you guys in the chat.
Cool. Have a good Sunday, everybody.
Peace out.
Peace.
Pull a big one.